Hey, that's really bad. The Raptors lose 121 to 102 in a game that I think disappointed everybody who went to watch it, everybody who decided to watch it on their Good Friday. And wow, what, you're listening to the Reaction Podcast on your Good Friday after you watched a really bad basketball game. I'm surprised you're actually tuned in with me. Wow. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, the Raptors, they got absolutely dominated in this game. It started off by them only scoring 2 points in the first 5 minutes of play. Started off with a Pascal nutmeg pass between Robert Williams' legs for a Jakob dunk. That was the first 2 points scored in the game. And I guess it was a sign of things to come for the game, that there would be fun and wacky things happening. Sam Hauser had 3 dunks. Luke Cornett is catching massive lobs on Precious Achua's head. Um, the Celtics make their first 15 2-point shots, I believe. Everything went wrong for the Raptors. And not even in like oh wow, things are going wrong. But playing bad begets bad outcomes, I think I would say. So the Raptors, they just had like no juice. There's very little compete. There's very little will to win in this game. And the Celtics, with Jason Tatum and Al Horford now playing after Jaylen Brown sliced his hand on a vase, I guess. He's supposed to be ready for the playoffs, but that is absurd. It's almost like the Amari Stoudemire thing, it looks like, except apparently Jaylen Brown grabbed a broken like piece of glass, whereas Amari Stoudemire was the impetus for the glass to break. The reason. It's awesome, weird though, like awfully strange. Tatum 21, Horford 11. Tatum played less than 20 minutes tonight, dude. The Raptors. I mean, Sam Hauser. I'm not happy for him, dude. I know people think since we share a namesake, I would be. I promise you, I'm not. Sam Hauser, 26 points, no excuse. Peyton Pritchard, 22 points, no excuse. None of this should be happening, and yet the Raptors let it happen with the most laissez-faire defense one could possibly imagine. Like laissez-faire economics, like the worry, obviously, when you follow that road is like income inequality and monopoly, just as a starter. The Raptors, there's certainly an inequality of points being scored and the monopolizing of winning these two games. I mean, the Raptors, you got to bring it if you want to win against NBA teams. They didn't bring it for a second on either side of the floor. Some of this, sure, it's shot making. Like we watched last night or 2 days ago, the Raptors go 6 of 33 from downtown. They lose a game by 4 points. And you'd blame, in your right mind, they allow 97 points. You'd blame the offense for that loss. This team tonight scored 102. They shot 9 of 31. 11 percentage points better from three than they did last game. But they also gave up 24 more points, dude. It's bad. This is the Raptors Reaction Podcast. I'm your host, Samson Folk, and it is, of course, brought to you by Goldfinger Law. And hey, here's the thing about Goldfinger Law. You only pay if you win. So, for example, these Raptors losing tonight, they wouldn't have to pay. In reality, they do. They obviously do pay. It's really too bad. They pay with every fiber of their being. So do the fans who had to sit down and watch this one. But if you're interested, the upsides are obvious to the you only pay if you win. If you win, hey, you won. Good. Maybe you should give some compensation over there. If you lose, you gave it a kick at the can. Whatever. Keep it moving. And if you're interested, 416-730-1777. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, whether you got into this on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, Raptors Republic, subscribe over there, raptorsrepublic.com. And if you got into this on the podcast channel, thanks for letting me chop it up with you. Yeah, you thought I was going to end the podcast there. I want to. I want to end the podcast there because I'm not sure what to talk about in this game. Like Precious Achiuwa gets 16 and 7. He has 2 near posters. There's some intriguing movement skills on his end, but really, what do you dive into in this game? Will Barton hits a pull-up three, like has a tween, gathers with the opposite hand, hits a pull-up, like that's nice to see, sure. Gary Trent Jr. had a nice dribble into the lane and a push shot for an end one. He has 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in 21 minutes. the Raptors starters, despite being down by 30 for like 3/4 of the game, OG plays 31, Pascal plays 30, Pirtle plays 21, of course, in form. Scotty plays 30, Fred plays 31. Why are these guys out there? Why? They didn't care about competing when the game was close, and it was close for about 5 minutes and then never close again. Why were they out there? Like, man, the Nick Nurse thing, right? Let's talk about that. There's no quicker way to get a team to no longer listen to what you're saying. Like, let's say you're barking out orders, just, we need to do this defensively. We need to run these actions on offense with purpose. We need to make this stuff happen. I'm in the room telling you guys what's best. I might not be here in a few days. Like, it's just, oh my God, this team. This team, dude. It's vibes, man. Vibes, process, results. You're not getting like a positive return on anything right now. The Raptors, I understand why they wanted to invest in this team. I do. Because you saw this core get into a decent position last year. You think if you add Jakob Pertl, it'll go well. So both those things are true. I think that the Jakob Pertl edition, like what they paid for Jakob, I don't think was like an insane amount. I thought it was a lot. Jakob has been as good as advertised or better. But when that trade happened, I said, I don't know if the Raptors will be good enough to justify this trade. And that's the whole thing. We'll see more about this next season because the Raptors, they only lose their pick for next season. Now, many people are going to quibble. Many people have quibbled that not only do the Raptors lose their pick next season, of course, but they also will be getting a less desirable pick this season. You know, the sentiment is that the Raptors, they pivoted to Jakob Pertl and to this core in the face of perhaps chasing an opportunity at one of the best top end of the drafts we've seen in some time. Who knows how drafts shake out? A lot of the draft guys I know, these are guys who started off on Twitter. These are guys who are in the game. These are guys who work for teams. I've talked to a lot of them. Everybody seems to think that this draft kicks ass. The Raptors, they traded next year's draft pick. The same guys who really like this year's draft, they say next year is supposed to be ho-hum. So that's good. But missing out on potentially, I know everybody's thinking of Wembanyama, Scoot, the Thompson twins, Brandon Miller, something like that. I mean, it's alluring. And the Raptors, they're in the middle ground between probably what they desired and what a lot of the fan base desired. The fan base desired probably the tank, at least a decent amount of it. And the Raptors desired, I have to presume or assume, whichever one works here, that the Raptors were expecting to vault into the top six. If they had played the way I think they should have played, the top six was gettable. Like Brooklyn finishing with 45 wins when the Raptors traded for Pirtle. I mean, the Raptors are at 40 now, 40 and 41. You could have got there, man. They've left 5 wins on the table. They've left like 7 wins on the table. But regardless, the Bulls, we're gonna see them. Reggie Evans Award. I'm not giving it to anybody. I didn't see. I didn't see like a single, uh, like a single morsel of the Reggie Evans aura. Oh man. Top quick reaction comment. I'm guessing it will be nihilistic. Let's dive in. Quote from Chys Nac. Quote, praying for DeMar to have a monster game and send this sorry team to the lottery. A revenge game while also doing us a huge favor. It's a win-win. So I'll tell you what I think happens. I think the Raptors beat the Bulls. And I know exactly why you're hoping for that win-win as you frame it. And, for a lot of people, that is a win-win. I understand why you want that. I do think that the Raptors are going to win that game, though. But I do think that the Raptors will probably have a really tough time against one of the Hawks or the Heat. And that's tough, man. Like, we'll see. But, it's, yeah, it's this team, man. Tough, tough sledding. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I know this has been a short one, but these games, outside of me just like ranting and raving about past decisions and getting like super upset and super angry, it's not really my bag. I think I lean more so incredulous at times, and the incredulity is I guess palpable at the end when I'm recording this. I'm like, damn, that couldn't have gone worse, really. They avoided injury, I suppose. That's good. There was what was it, the CBS broadcast or NBC broadcast, whichever it was, of the Celtics that their goals for the game on their, in what the ticker said, win the game, stay healthy. And that was before last game. They accomplished their goal, except for Jaylen Brown in his external things, cutting his hand open, getting 5 stitches. Anyway, nobody got hurt in the game. The Raptors lose 2. We're out of here. Like the video, please. It's good. Subscribe to the channel, please. It's good. Subscribe to the website, please. It's good. And thanks for listening wherever you listen to it, whether you got into this in the morning or at night. Have a blessed day, and goodbye.